It looked like just another police drama, but behind the smoke, corruption, and long interrogations, Prime Suspect was rewriting the rules of television. These shocking facts reveal how Helen Mirren and the creators built one of the darkest, most influential crime shows in TV history. Fact 1. When Prime Suspect was first developed, Helen Mirren wasn't the obvious choice.
It's a bloody disaster is what it is.
Well, the same kind of coverage worked wonders with it.
Abducted from a hospital by a nurse. There was no violence.
Producers feared her glamorous film background would clash with the gritty realism of a detective story. Other actresses were quietly considered for the role of DCI Jane Tennison. Mirren herself was hesitant, worried the part would trap her in television rather than film. But when she read the script, she recognised its revolutionary potential. Executives doubted audiences would accept a woman leading such a hard-edged crime drama. Mirren leaned into the challenge and stripped back her look to embody Tennyson's fatigue. She cut her hair short and carried herself with unflinching toughness. Her performance combined vulnerability with authority in a way that hadn't been seen before. The choice transformed her into an international television icon. Critics hailed the casting as one of the boldest in TV history. Mirren herself admitted Tennyson became the most important role of her career. Her portrayal proved audiences would embrace a complex woman at the heart of a crime drama. The impact of her decision reverberated across the industry. Doors opened for other female leads in serious dramas. Without Mirren, Tennyson would have been unrecognizable. The series' cultural weight hinged on her presence. What began as hesitation became history, and Helen Mirren became forever linked with Jane Tennison. It was a casting decision that changed television.
Is there any significance to the scarf tied around the flex?
Stops the skin burning. It's...
Fact 2. From the beginning, Prime Suspect drew criticism from serving officers.
Then disciplinary action will be taken.
Take it, sir, and I will fight you every inch of the way.
The series exposed sexism, corruption, and institutional bias inside the force. Some detectives accused it of exaggeration and unfair representation. Letters of complaint were written by those who felt attacked. Police unions called it damaging to public trust. Writers defended the scripts, noting they came from real testimonies. Female detectives confirmed that Tennyson's struggles were accurate. Helen Mirren argued that the sexism shown was not only true but understated. The outrage only fueled more interest from the public. Audiences recognized that the show mirrored real-life workplaces. Critics praised its honesty in depicting uncomfortable truths. The controversy gave it more attention than expected. It forced conversations about gender and authority in policing. Even officers who dismissed it admitted grudgingly that parts rang true. Instead of harming the show, the backlash strengthened it. It proved the series had touched a cultural nerve. Tennyson's uphill battle was seen as a victory for realism. The criticism became free publicity that boosted ratings. The authenticity could not be denied, and it set the stage for the show's fearless reputation.
A good motive now for Connie's murder, and we all know that it wasn't robbery.
Fact 3. The character of Jane Tennison was shaped by Detective Jackie Molton.
Give me the chance to prove that I can
You don't have to prove yourself to me. Let me think about it.
Molton was one of the first openly gay female detectives in London. She shared stories of the resistance and discrimination she faced in her career. Writer Linda Lelant used those experiences to build Tennyson's world. Helen Mirren spent time with Molton to absorb her mannerisms. She studied her posture, tone, and resilience under pressure. Mirren noted how Molton commanded respect without theatrics. This authenticity bled into Tennyson's every move. Her clipped speech and weariness reflected Molton's reality. The collaboration ensured Tennyson never became a caricature. Her personal struggles mirrored those of real women in the force. Mirren credited Molton with inspiring her most truthful work. The detective herself later joked that Tennyson was me with lipstick. This connection gave the role unparalleled weight. Viewers sensed the truth behind the fiction. It made the character resonate with authenticity. Without Molton, Tennyson's flaws and strengths would have been hollow. Instead, she was painfully real. The realism is why Tennyson endures, and Molton's influence remains her hidden fingerprint.
I'm the senior officer here. I'll decide what's relevant.
Fact 4. Early drafts painted Tennyson as almost saint-like.
When I am interviewing a suspect, you do not interrupt.
She was written as a flawless crusader who beat sexism with ease. Mirren rejected this, arguing no one would believe it. She demanded Tennyson be portrayed with addictions, weaknesses, and failures. Executives feared a flawed female lead would repel viewers. Mirin insisted authenticity mattered more than likability. The disagreements were fierce, but she prevailed. Tennyson's drinking and isolation became defining traits. Her personal struggles reflected the toll of her job. The honesty shocked audiences but drew respect. Fans connected to her as a human being, not a symbol. Critics hailed Tennyson as groundbreaking for her realism. Mirren later said these fights were the hardest of her career. She risked alienating decision-makers to protect the character. The gamble paid off in awards and acclaim. Her flaws became the show's greatest strength. They made Tennyson unforgettable and tragic. This fight over imperfection redefined female roles on television. What others saw as weakness became genius, and Tennyson became legendary because of it.
I have every right, Miss Henson. I'm now in charge of this investigation.
Fact 5. Before Prime Suspect, most crime shows ended neatly each episode.
A young girl finishes up buried in someone's backyard like the family cat.
Cases were solved quickly, villains confessed, and heroes triumphed. This series tore up that formula. Investigations stretched across multiple episodes with no guarantees. The pace was slow, methodical, and realistic. False leads and dead ends frustrated characters and viewers alike. The focus wasn't just on solving crime, but on the politics around it. Detectives fought bureaucracy as much as criminals. The story highlighted corruption within the ranks. Heroes and villains blurred into shades of grey. Tennyson herself was flawed, driven, and often wrong. This complexity was revolutionary for television. Viewers were forced to live inside the grind of investigation. It raised expectations for all crime dramas that followed. Future series borrowed its long-form structure. Forensic realism became standard rather than novelty. The impact was global, influencing even American shows. It elevated crime drama into serious storytelling. What had been pulp became prestige, and the genre never looked the same again.
We know the route she took home, so I want everyone on that route questioned, and that means everyone. I mean, including the neighbour's cat.
Fact 6.
Your removal from the investigation by Chief Superintendent Kernan.
Though united in vision, Mirin and Linda Lelant often disagreed. Lelant wanted stricter adherence to procedure. Mirren wanted deeper exploration of Tennyson's personal life. Scripts were often rewritten mid-production to find balance. At times, tension between them became heated. Lelant eventually stepped back from later seasons. Mirren's influence on Tennyson only grew. These clashes ironically enriched the series. The tug-of-war added complexity to storylines. It gave Tennyson both professional grit and personal vulnerability. The disagreements mirrored the character's struggles against authority. Mirren later admitted the friction sharpened the drama. Lelant credited Mirren for pushing beyond her own ideas. Together they built something larger than either alone. The conflict fueled authenticity rather than damaging it. Behind the scenes, passion drove every decision. It proved how much both women cared about the truth of the story. Without those clashes, Tennyson might have been simpler. With them, she became immortal. Drama begat drama, on and off the screen.
Yes, I had determination. Penny, what do you want from me?
Fact 7. Filming Prime Suspect was notoriously tough.
You have lied, you have withheld vital evidence, and you, Miss Smythe, have wasted my time. You want the ladies? Come with me.
Episodes were feature-length, requiring cinematic schedules. Crews worked brutal hours in grim locations. Interrogation scenes stretched over multiple days. Mirren often stayed in character between takes. The fatigue was real, not just performance. Actors described the production as emotionally draining. Some said it felt closer to real policing than acting. Makeup artists emphasized exhaustion rather than glamour. Cinematographers leaned into bleak lighting to intensify atmosphere. The mood behind the camera matched the darkness on screen. This intensity took its toll, but paid off in realism. The cast and crew sometimes questioned if it was worth it, but the results spoke for themselves. The exhaustion bled into Tennyson's face. Her weariness wasn't faked, it was lived. The show's authenticity was carved out of fatigue. No shortcuts were taken to make it easy. The hardship gave the drama its edge, and that edge became unforgettable.
Now, you asked for Michael Thomas, and you've got him.
Yes, in a coma, thank you very much.
Fact 8. The series didn't just win audiences, it dominated awards.
An officer at your station is time and again being overlooked.
Are you referring to WPC Parnham?
Yes.
Helen Mirren collected honours across the globe. Each trophy elevated Tennyson's reputation higher. The recognition guaranteed continued funding and attention. Foreign broadcasters rushed to license it for their markets. In the US, it became a prestige import on public television. Critics listed it among the greatest dramas ever made. The accolades gave it longevity beyond expectations. Awards became both shield and sword against detractors. They proved the risk had been worth it. International fame transformed Mirin's career. She went from respected actress to global star. The show itself gained a cult following abroad. Even subtitled versions attracted devoted viewers. Prestige insulated it from cancellation fears. Its reputation only grew with each prize. By the end, it was untouchable. Awards weren't just recognition, they were survival. They made Tennyson a cultural icon and ensured her story would echo worldwide.
Was she black? Doesn't say so here. Maybe it's you who's jumping to conclusions.
Fact 9. In 2011, a US remake was launched. Maria Bello stepped into a version of Tennyson. Producers promised to honour the original. But much of the grit and realism vanished. Critics called it shallow and diluted. Audiences rejected it almost immediately. The show was cancelled after a single season. Fans of the original saw it as an insult. Helen Mirren dismissed the remake as unnecessary. Jackie Molton criticised it for missing the point entirely. The failure highlighted how unique the original was. It proved Tennyson could not be copied. The attempt only reinforced the brilliance of the UK version. International viewers returned to the original instead. The flop turned into a backhanded tribute. It showed some characters are unrepeatable. Mirin's Tennyson was one of them. The remake's death preserved the original's legend. What was lost abroad only shone brighter at home. And Tennyson's legacy remained intact.
I'd like to have a look, please.
Are you sure?
I want to see her face.
Fact 10. By the final season, Mirin considered leaving earlier.
Your age?
I'm 54.
And you've had 7 years in your current position as detective superintendent.
She worried Tennyson's struggles risked repetition. The emotional toll of the role was immense. She also feared being typecast forever. Producers asked her to stay through the finale. Mirin agreed on one condition: Tennyson's story had to end truthfully. She refused a neat redemption arc. Instead, Tennyson retired broken, lonely, and stripped of illusions. The ending shocked fans expecting victory. It was one of the bleakest conclusions in crime drama history. Mirin admitted it was painful to perform, but she believed honesty mattered more than comfort. The finale gave Tennyson tragic immortality. It freed Mirin to pursue other roles, including an Oscar-winning performance. The risk cemented the character's legend. Viewers debated the ending for years afterward. Some hated it, others admired its bravery, but no one forgot it. The ending defined Tennyson forever, and it made Prime Suspect unforgettable.